Alright everybody, Baron here and welcome back to Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. I can only assume that with the influx of YouTube videos and Twitter clips and everything like that, that tabs must be coming soon. So what we're doing right here is seeing that, I don't know, I think this is part of the testing process where they may be trying out new abilities, or maybe like there's these bugs and this is part of the bug fixing thing. You never really know with Landfall because they're a bunch of wild cards and they just kind of do what they want and they make crazy and amazing and silly stuff because physics-based battle simulators has to be one of the best ideas of all time. It really blows my mind that there's not more of them out there. Look at this, like what is this mammoth doing? He's spinning his tusks. What kind of unit would that remind you of? I'm trying to think, like, kind of reminds me of like maybe like Sonic the Hedgehog for some reason. So this one is, we accidentally messed up the skinning of the mammoth a bit. And he looks particularly derpy. But it is, did you see what he just did with his snout? I love the little, it makes it like seem like clown circus music. It kind of reminds me of like a rhinoceros. A rhinoceros unit would be dope because then you could have the Wakandan armies, right? Oh my gosh, then you could have the Marvel superheroes. I think we talked about that in a previous video. Was that, hold on. Alright, so he's fighting some regular Viking, like, axe and, shieldmen. I swear I saw, like, a house in the background. So I wanted to slow this down to see it once again. But here we go. Question of the day. First off is, which custom battles do you want to see in the next video? Put those in the comments below. If you see one you like, make sure to upvote it. No, I think it was just the shadows on those stones. It made it look like it was a house, but it wasn't really a house at all. And the secondly is, which faction are you most excited to see in tabs? Cause, oh, look at that snout going absolutely crazy right now. I want rhinoceroses, man. So here's a clash of titans, Mammoth versus the Ice Giant. Look at the Ice Giant's arms. He looks like there was this one IO game that they made and they had these big arms. It was like Brutes.io and it reminds me of that. I want to see if I missed anything or if there's any hidden details, because lots of times in videos past there have been Easter eggs. Now the Easter egg here seems to be this obnoxious like trumpeting music. Oh my god, it sounds terrible in 1/4 speed. The elephant gives a big chest bump, and then he takes a big blow to his right side. His ribcage is probably just shattered right now. And the ice giant, which I think is like, think about it, in Norse mythology, there was all these frost giants. Man, guys, the mammoth did not do very well. I still want to make oversized mammoths to have Oliphants from Lord of the Rings. What were they, the Herodrim? I believe it was the Herodrim that had it, the men from Herod. Zeus kind of looks like Jesus or Moses, or like the dude from Christmas, was it Past, Present, or Future, from like the Charles Dickens, where, you know, where he had like the wreaths around his head and he was this jolly giant who, like, I don't know, took him eating, or like, let's go dining this evening. But it looks like there's what? I'd say there were probably close to 100 hoplites on the map. And here Zeus is just slanging lightning bolts around like he just doesn't care. I don't think there's any Easter eggs, but I am curious if you guys look closely, are there any units that aren't hoplites? Because Zeus here, this is awesome. So are we gonna have the Greek gods? Or is it just the one boss? So this one's called Unlimited Power. Make him throw those 100 times per second. Yeah, this is a Palpatine meme. This is a prequel meme, isn't it? Is it a prequel meme? Yes, man. Yes. They're thinking Star Wars, man. I'm thinking Star Wars, man. I should have seen it when I first saw Zeus. To think of the Sith power, or I guess the Jedi power, using your Force abilities in the Star Wars universe to shoot lightning bolts out of your hands. It would be a great custom unit to have in tabs. My god. So here's the jolly green giant. He's not green, he's not giant, but he sure looks jolly. But he's definitely Zeus. But now, customizing the unit, all of a sudden, he shoots lightning bolts 100 times faster than he could before. Unlimited power! And he clears out these hoplites, and the lightning bolts even have this just force behind them where they can launch the hoplites. And look at the lightning bolts. There's this residual electricity on the ground right there. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, this is so good. I mean, then you could have Star Wars battles. We saw the Neon faction. We saw laser swords, which, you know, we could liken to lightsabers. So in the comments, they're saying that the price of tabs is going to be $15 to $20. Now, I'm not sure. Consoles, yes, a couple months after the full PC release of the game, if possible. They're very good with their language to not overpromise. I think, like, because that's saying if possible. Why not release an update after? We will most likely do that, but the systems all need to be in place and playable before then. Will there be a beta or demo? No. And then they show where you can download the alphas. Blah, la, 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 la. What is this? What would have a mask like this? I have literally not a clue. Because it doesn't, I don't know, maybe some like tropical tribe, like a tribe out in the middle of the Pacific. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is a new one. So this is the, what, tribal warlock or witch doctor? Is it a witch doctor or a warlock? And he's fighting, oh my God, look at their heads. They have hair now. They have like, you know how like cavemen are always like kind of like portrayed as having like this big bushy head of hair on top of their heads? I don't know how, but one of them just pulls like a Ronaldo here and kicks the ball. What if there was a super unit of a football player? Whenever the World Cup or the Euro Cup comes around, you could have like, oh my gosh, that'd be funny. Like to have 11 different players versus 11 and you could have goals. I don't know, man. It'd be cool. And then here's a dude carrying a catapult. And, oh! He, oh! Do you see that? This is important on a couple different reasons. First off, I've never seen this before in tabs. Normally, the siege equipment and the unit are the same. However, here, you're seeing them as two separate entities. The catapult gets completely destroyed. Somehow the ballista bolt sticks in the launcher of the catapult, not the mechanism that launches it, but the handle, the big giant spoon, where the rock or whatever siege equipment or whatever weapon system you're using, it misses him, it lodges in the spoon, and the guy gets up, and then the secondary ballista or scorpion, I believe is what the Romans called it, or we call it, I don't know, man. I don't think the Romans are still around, man, but you know, thanks German tribes and all that good stuff, but he gets up, and he's walking, and see, this is the thing, like, at first I just thought the catapult just exploded. I didn't see the ballista back there, or the scorpion, whatever it is, you could probably make both. Maybe the scorpion's stationary and the ballista is modular, and then the scorpion could be mounted on top of the elephants? Ooh, boy, then you could have Alexander the Great campaigns, which would be a really cool modded campaign showing off on the Steam Workshop. The fact that it's two separate entities mean there's some like intricate coding going on, so while we've waited for tabs, lots of stuff has been improved on, which gives me hope. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm still anxiously waiting the release of tabs. I cannot wait to play it. I still play tabs, and, you know, about once a week or once every other week's pretty good. Before I'm like, oh, you know, I've done this 1,000 times. I still have fun with it, but I cannot wait for the new stuff. So in the last video, Spencer Hoang told us to look in the back. In this video, there is a sword in Iraq. Now see if you can see it. Not in Iraq, the country. Oh, there it is. There it is. Look at it right here. So while the hoplite is flying off into space, there is a sword that is stuck in a rock. Now he said there's some kind of a sword and stone in the background of the Arctic map, like so Baron could see you guys did, and as a result I saw it. Ooh, oh, tunic. Ninja Master also commented that the thing's called a tunic, which I couldn't figure out. But that's pretty interesting there. Is that like the sword of Excalibur? Thank you guys for pointing that out, and thank you for upvoting that comment so I can see it. If I miss things or there's other little, you know, secrets or Easter eggs or stuff like that, I want to know about them so that we can discuss and admire and wait. Alright, so this first suggestion comes in from the Lightning Lord. Now I'm going to show you how custom battles are done if you're new here. But if you've been around, you know kind of how it works. Basically, you leave a description of a battle that you'd like to see. You put it in the comments, and then the ones that are most upvoted get picked, or oftentimes, if I see one that I think is really, really cool, even if it is the most upvoted or not, I'll add it in kind of as like, you know, my personal choice. and it'll be chosen and we'll see it in a video. So here is Lightning Lord's tabs battle suggestion, the D-Day. What does D-Day stand for? Doomsday? I never really knew. Delivery Day? Donatello Day? Dinosaurs Mesopotamia Day? Anyway, so the blue team is the Germans. They've got 7 archers in the back as Luftwaffe planes. These catapults are Tiger tanks. They've got 15 muskets as riflemen. And then these 10 shields as the different fortifications. They were instructed to put around behind the trenches, not in front of the wall. So I put them on these 2 strong points. Now the red faction are the Allies. They've got 15 archers as fighter planes, 10 muskets as riflemen, 3 ballista as Sherman tanks, 3 Hiwachas as sea-to-land bombardment, a projectile shield as a medic, and then optionally, if that isn't successful, we can do this again with 25 barrel rollers as a nuke, even though they weren't really done. What? How come that's happening? Okay, so the Hiwachas didn't do a whole lot. Oh my god, that was perfect camera shot. Wow. For some reason, the Americans just got absolutely their butt kicked. Look at this guy. This guy is a shield man without his shield. This is amazing. I don't think I've seen it. Oh! Friendly fire accident exhibit. Hey, look at that. The ballista almost rolled off the map. Okay, so this did not work out very well. Let's move 2 of the Hiwachas up. Well, actually, I guess I want to move 1 of them up, 2 of them up, and then I want to put this one on the hill just for fun. So let's start and let's see what the Hiwacha looks like firing it. I guess most of them kind of hit this tree. Oh man, the catapults, aka the Tiger tanks, have a really, really good long range, so they're able to really do a lot of damage. Interestingly enough, there was this whole thing about D-Day where General Patton, who kind of fell out of favor with when he did some not so politically correct things during the Italian campaign. All right, this isn't working. So let's get these barrel rollers. And instead of barrel rollers, I actually want to use headbutters. And the headbutters are going to be 101st Airborne and basically the airborne invasion. All right, so yeah, so General Patton after the Italian campaign kind of got sidelined for a while, but he had this huge reputation. He was larger than life, especially in the American media, right? So, meteorite, not meteorite, not meteorites. I always think it's funny. All right, so let's slow this down as we talk about it. But yeah, so General Patton, the Germans obviously would be, you know, curious about his movements as well as all military movements. Anyway, what they did was to trick the Germans into thinking that the landings would go into Calais instead of, you know, the Normandy landings. What they did was they created an entire fake division. They used like inflatable tanks and built up camps, all to lure the Germans into thinking that the landing invasion might take place in a different place than, you know, Omaha, Juneau, and all of the beaches that the Allies did land. So what did that do was the Germans couldn't figure out where to put their tanks, right? They're like, oh, well, we can't just camp the beaches, because if they were, you could see kind of like, this is obviously not a perfect analogy, but like, if the German tanks were able to storm on and assist, you know, the beach defenses, they would have pushed the Allies back into the sea. Man, I tell you what, the paratroopers did really, really good. Alright, so let's move some of these Napoleonic musketmen over here on the flank. But yeah, I always found that pretty fascinating because, like, there was so much fear for the German tanks, and I mean, it's funny that these catapults are representative of, ooh, 2 of them got taken out by Hiwachas, aka, you know, the naval bombardment that would have happened. Oh man. And the Viking, dude, that's exactly what happened. These guys, the airborne invasions just prior to the D-Day landings were done in an effort. Oh my gosh, he took an arrow in the chest. He died, but he still lunged? What? That's crazy, man. I don't think I've ever seen that. And this poor guy. Ooh, he blocked an arrow. And he's trying to hide. Oh, dude. Ooh! Ballista bolt. The ballista bolts, for some reason, have explosive capabilities to them. I'm not entirely sure why. But yeah, I always thought that was really, really cool, right? That they created a fake army, and they even had, like, Patton kind of as, like, you know, the, like, in command of it to lure the Germans into thinking it. And then Patton gets over to Europe after the D-Day landings, and he basically blitzkriegs the Germans, which is kind of ironic that the Germans were renowned for this blitzkrieg, you know, tactic at the beginning. What is this stone doing? It's just kind of casually rolling and it disappears? What? I mean, I knew that happened, but I haven't seen it in a while. Normally the stones just like roll off. Be cool if they like, you could make exploding stones, which, you know, once there's a modder, unit modding, you're gonna be able to do that all yourself. And I would liken it probably to what you'd see in Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator, where you can just change statistics, but a little bit more so. It's interesting how Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator has not been supported long term. Anyway, but that's not why we're here. We're here to play tabs. So cool stuff about D-Day. So thank you, Lightning Lord, for the suggestion. Alright, so we've been playing a lot of Stick War Legacy on the main channel and Stick War 2, the campaign on Baron Von Tactics, if you've been missing it. But basically, Hoodmaster here suggested tabs Stick War Legacy, Baron versus the Spiritans. So this is my faction, and we've got the Chicken Man as the statue. Then we've got the 20 footmen as the Sword Wrath, we've got 14 archers as Archidons, and then 2 laser pistols as the Castle Archidons, or the defenders. So here are the Spiritans. We've got 12 spearmen as Spiritans, and I actually upped it to 20. Then we've got 12 shields as Spiritan shields, a Chicken Man as the statue, and then 2 laser pistols as Castle Archidons. I'm actually curious if we can win this battle. So let's start it out. I want to see. Oh, some of these guys are doubled up, which actually will serve us brilliantly. Oh my gosh, this guy, I don't know if he got cut down by an arrow or if he got killed by a friend or foe, but this is, oh my gosh, this reminds me of classic tabs, the old version of the game that we played way back when. Oh, what just exploded and how did that happen? Hold on, I think we're actually gonna win. We upped the number that they had. So now the Chicken Man is just pumping each side, which are the statues, are pumping out the chickens. Sometimes the chickens all get down below a bunch of units and then they just explode out. We had like, wouldn't it be cool to have a grenade unit in the game, like maybe as the modern faction or World War II faction or whatever, and then you could modify it so it could be a chicken grenade? That'd be funny. Or exploding chickens where you put dynamite on them. Look at this. The poor blue statue of the Spiritans who we need to conquer are like gonna fall. And this makes you wonder, like, what if you could, I don't know, this would probably have to be an entirely separate game. Look at that, red victory, boys. Alright, so instead of the laser pistols, what I want to do is change these to muskets. I think that'd be pretty cool and appropriate. But like, what if, I don't know, man, like the tug-of-war style game, I wonder if you could do that with like physics-based units, kind of like, not necessarily battle simulator where you just put the units out and you fight it, but it's almost like this, and you have this view and you get to build that base, or and you're fighting the other one, and then in the middle, it's a battle simulator, right? And then, wouldn't that be cool? Then it's almost like, oh, dude, this guy took an arrow straight through the freaking perfect accuracy. He had a shield, he dipped it down, and as a result, look at this. You know what? We need to add, okay, you know what we're gonna do is we're gonna add ninjas. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're gonna have equal number of ninjas to my archers. Actually, I guess one of them was a double spawn, so props to them. But we have some double spawns over here, but they seem to be more or less liabilities when you're archers. So what happens here? Do the ninjas just push past? Hold on! This man's got an arrow through the mouth. He will not be able to eat cheeseburgers for quite a while. Chicken knocks this guy out. Oh, another arrow through the ribs. The shield guy made it all the way here just to fall. And look, they still got their Napoleonic muskets back here. Ooh, well, that one was knocked out, and so was that one. Now, both of these are alive, so, Once again, we know how this is gonna end, so instead of just letting it go, I want to try different units, and I wish, I've said this ever since the beginning, man, I wish that we could have, here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And when it, like a custom unit, see, one of the ones I would do is try to make a guy who could throw 2 spears at the same time. That'd be cool, especially if he was to get hit during his throwing motion, and you were to throw both spears at the same time, because one would go one way, one would completely go the other way. Or like when you get, I've never seen, I don't know if I've seen a guy throw a spear as he's dying. Oh, launch it! Oh, it went at his shins and it missed. Oh, this guy's doing great. He's probably gonna get chickened. Oh, he got knocked out and now these archers are stuck on his shield, and look how many arrows are in it. This is one of my favorite parts about tabs. This is physics, man. This is a physics-based battle simulator. Like, you play Total War, you don't get to see this kind of stuff. Like, shields carrying tons of arrows is great. I love it. Alright guys, well it looks like we're gonna win this battle again. It looks like I've conquered the Spiritans, so leave your custom battle suggestions below. If you see one you like, upvote it, and if you saw anything that I missed, you know, in some of the previews and teasers, let me know, because calling out that the sword is in the background, Spencer, was one of the coolest things, so thank you once again for that. It's a red victory. Look at all of those chickens. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. My name is Baron, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And you know what? Who knows, man? I hope Tabs is out soon. I pray for that every day, man. I'm hoping for it. But there's a lot of cool teasers coming out lately.